Real reason why Jacob Fatu challenged Roman Reigns. WWE Raw April 20, 2026 highlights. Because what happened in that closing segment of Raw on April 20, 2026 was not just a challenge. It was not just some post-WrestleMania angle to keep the crowd warm until Backlash. What Jacob Fatu did when he walked through that curtain staring down his own blood, his own cousin, the new World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns, was the single most dangerous thing any man in WWE has done in years. And the reason why he did it? That's what nobody is talking about. That's what WWE doesn't want you to fully understand yet. Because if you understand the real reason behind Jacob Fatu's challenge, you will realize that this rivalry isn't just going to be great. It is going to burn the entire bloodline legacy to the ground. Comment right now and tell me, does Jacob Fatu deserve that title shot? Or is Roman Reigns going to make him regret ever opening his mouth? Let's get into it. April 20, 2026. T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The Raw after WrestleMania 42. The crowd is still buzzing from one of the most seismic weekends in WWE history, and WWE saved the biggest moment of the night for last. Roman Reigns closed the episode as new World Heavyweight Champion, walking out flanked by the Usos. WrestleZone, https://www.wrestlezone.com/news/1633967-Jacob-Fatu-Roman-Reigns-Title-WWE-Raw, and right away, this felt different. This wasn't the old tribal chief with an entourage of enforcers. This was Roman Reigns' blood reconnecting with his family. In the ring, Reigns addressed the tensions of recent months, referencing CM Punk's criticisms and outside voices running their mouths. His message was clear: those days were over. Now that he was champion, the noise would stop. He then turned to Jimmy and G, and the moment hit different. He wasn't asking them to serve him. He was asking them to be his blood and stand with him. Call now, https://KLNow.com/www-results-winners-April-20-202604. Big Jim picked up the mic and delivered what the crowd had been waiting months to hear: that Roman Reigns would always be their tribal chief. The three men did their signature ones-up gesture together in the ring, and Las Vegas exploded. Call now, https://KLNow.com/www-results-winners-April-20-202604. It was a beautiful moment. A full-circle bloodline reunion. The kind of moment that makes you feel the weight of years of storytelling. And then Jacob Fatu's music hit. The Samoan werewolf walked to the ring and stood face to face with Roman Reigns, his cousin, and delivered what might be the most honest promo in bloodline history. "I don't want that title," Fatu said. "I need that title." UPI, https://www.upi.com/entertainment_news/2026/04/21/www-Raw-Reigns-Fatu/3091777735117. He made it crystal clear he had zero interest in being tribal chief. He wasn't there for power or prestige. He needed the shoe deals. He needed the private jets. He needed the Rolex. He needed more vehicles, a bigger house, and the ability to put his children in better schools. And he would do anything for his family. UPI, https://www.upi.com/entertainment_news/2026/04/21/www-Raw-Reigns-Jacob-Fatu/3091777735117. Fatu laid down a direct challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship at WWE Backlash 2026, taking place in just 3 weeks on May 9 in Tampa, Florida. Wrestling Incorporated. https://www.wrestling.com/215320/www-Raw-Jacob-Fatu-World-Heavyweight-Championship-Backlash-2026. Reigns didn't say yes. Instead, he questioned whether Fatu was truly ready for the pressure that comes with being champion, and whether he was ready to acknowledge Reigns if he lost. He gave his cousin a week to sit with it and return with an answer on next week's Raw. Wrestling Incorporated. https://www.wrestling.com/215320/www-Raw-Jacob-Fatu-World-Heavyweight-Championship-Backlash-2026. That is the surface. That's what you saw on television. Now let's talk about what's underneath it. Because that promo Jacob Fatu just delivered was one of the most loaded, emotionally complex things we have heard in professional wrestling in years. Let's establish something right now that a significant portion of the WWE fanbase still does not fully understand, and that the commentary team barely scratched the surface of on Monday night. Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns are not just wrestling cousins in some kayfabe storyline. They are real-life family. Jacob Fatu is the son of Sam Fatu, known to wrestling fans as the Tonga Kid. Sam's father, Afoa Anoa'i, is the brother of Sika Anoa'i, and Sika Anoa'i is Roman Reigns' father. FandomWire, https://fandomwire.com/al-is-Jacob-Fatu-related-to-Roman-Reigns. That means this is a generational story. This is two branches of the same Samoan wrestling dynasty, one branch that ascended to become the most dominant figure in modern WWE history, and one branch that watched from the outside for years while Roman Reigns became a god in this industry. Jacob Fatu is a proud descendant of the legendary Anoa'i wrestling family, the son of the Tonga Kid and cousin to Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Solo Sikoa. And Fatu didn't arrive in WWE writing that family name. He ripped through the independent circuit and built a resume that demanded attention before WWE ever called. WWE, https://www.wwe.com/superstars/Jacob-Fatu. In Major League Wrestling, Jacob Fatu held the MLW World Heavyweight Championship for a staggering 819 days, the longest reign in that promotion's history. He also won the MLW National Openweight Championship and the Battle Riot Tournament. Wikipedia, https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/Jacob_Fatu. This man was the most dominant champion in an entire promotion for over 2 years. Let that sink in. He wasn't developing. He wasn't learning. He was ruling. And yet, even after signing with WWE in 2024, Fatu stated publicly that he doesn't want to just be known as the cousin. He has been grinding since his indie wrestling days and understands that WWE is a completely different level, and he wants to be recognized for his own work, not simply for who he was born to. Yahoo Sports, https://sports.yahoo.com/articles/wwe-jacob-fatu-doze-t-01002169.html. So when Jacob Fatu stood in that ring on Monday and said he needs the title, not wants it, needs it for his family, for his 6 children, for a better life, understand what was really being said beneath the surface. This is a man from the same bloodline as Roman Reigns, who had to build his career the hard way while his cousin became the tribal chief, the head of the table, the most decorated performer in modern wrestling history. And now Jacob Fatu has spent 2 years in WWE proving he belongs not because of his last name, but because of what he does in that ring. And he is now standing in front of the man who has everything the family name was supposed to provide and demanding his share. That is not just professional wrestling storytelling. That is a primal, raw, generational hunger that you cannot manufacture in a writer's room. Because here's the thing that makes this challenge carry so much more weight than your average Raw post-Mania angle. Jacob Fatu didn't walk out to that ring with nothing to show. He didn't show up demanding a title shot off pure audacity. He walked out there as a man who, 48 hours earlier, had just delivered one of the most brutally satisfying WrestleMania performances in recent memory. Jacob Fatu defeated Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 42 Night 1 in only the second unsanctioned match in WrestleMania history, making him an unblemished 2-0 at WWE's biggest event. On 3, https://www.on3.com/pro/news/wwe-wrestlemania-42-night-1-42-FIN-Wrestlemania-42-Hyphen-Drew-match, and this wasn't a clean, polished match. This was organized chaos. Fatu went on the attack before McIntyre even made it into the ring, drilling him with a suicide dive on the entrance ramp. Weapons were immediately introduced: tables, chairs, a toolbox, and what followed was a war that had the Las Vegas crowd losing their minds. Yahoo Sports, https://sports.yahoo.com/wrestling/breaking-news/article/wrestlemania-42-hyphen-results-Drew-match-5-230243278.html. McIntyre fought back viciously, at one point grabbing his phone from a family member in the front row and using it as a weapon against Fatu's forehead. He executed a standing falcon arrow through a pair of chairs. He pushed Fatu off the top rope and threw a table at ringside. And Fatu kept getting up. Yahoo Sports, https://sports.yahoo.com/wrestling/breaking-news/article/wrestlemania-42-hyphen-brutalizes-beats-drew-match-5-230243278.html. The finish came when Fatu smashed McIntyre in the head with the toolbox, sending him crashing onto a table set up in the ring, then launched himself off the top rope and hit a springboard moonsault through the table to get the pinfall. Cage side seats, https://www.cagesidseats.com/wwe/434264/wwe-wrestlemania-42-live-match-coverage-night-1. A man that size, that athleticism, that ferocity, at WrestleMania, against one of the toughest performers in WWE, and he walked out clean. That unsanctioned match was one of the two best matches on night one, and it aired during the first hour on ESPN2, meaning it was the first thing millions of potential new WWE fans saw on that stage. Yahoo Sports, https://sports.yahoo.com/wrestling/breaking-news/live/wwe-news/Cody-Rhodes-Rossi-Fatu-Cody-Rhodes-Rossi-Fans Jacob Fatu's WrestleMania introduction to a mainstream audience was not a safe, structured title match. It was a violent, breathtaking exhibition of everything that makes him dangerous. And then 48 hours later, that same man walked up to the World Heavyweight Champion and said, "Give me the title." You cannot look at that sequence of events and tell me Jacob Fatu doesn't deserve to be in that conversation. Now here is where this gets truly fascinating, and where Roman Reigns' response becomes far more layered than most people realized watching on Monday. Roman Reigns just reunited with Jimmy and GUSO. He just reassembled the original bloodline. He explicitly told the Usos that he wasn't asking them to serve him, he was asking them to be his blood and stand with him. Call now, https://KLNow.com/wwe-results-winners-April-20-202604. That is a significant shift in character for Roman Reigns. The old tribal chief demanded acknowledgement. This Roman Reigns is asking for family loyalty. And then the very next moment Jacob Fatu appears and challenges him. So what is Roman Reigns supposed to do here? Because this isn't Solo Sikoa, a rival who hijacked the bloodline and turned it into something sinister. This is Jacob Fatu, who by all accounts has been on the right side of family loyalty since separating from Solo's regime. This is a cousin who has done nothing wrong except being powerful, hungry, and honest about what he wants. Reigns questioned whether Fatu could truly handle being champion and whether he was prepared to acknowledge Reigns if he lost. Wrestling Incorporated. https://www.wrestling-inc.com/2153201/WWE-Raw-Heavyweight-Fatu-Roman-Reigns-World-Heavyweight-Championship-Backlash-202.6. That psychological chess move is vintage Roman Reigns. He's not saying no outright. He's making Fatu think about the cost of losing. Because if Jacob Fatu challenges for the World Heavyweight Championship and comes up short, he doesn't just lose a match. He potentially has to bow his head to Roman Reigns, his cousin, his family, and say the words that have humbled everyone who stood across from the tribal chief. That is a trap. A velvet trap, wrapped in family warmth and bloodline reunion energy. And Jacob Fatu walked right into it with eyes wide open. Because Fatu's promo was so disarmingly honest, talking about shoe deals and private jets and better schools for his kids, that it stripped away every layer of wrestling performance and left something raw and real on that stage. He wasn't cutting a typical heel promo. He wasn't cutting a typical babyface promo. He was being a man, a father, a cousin, standing in front of his family's most successful member and saying, "I need what you have, and I'm willing to fight you for it." That is the most compelling professional wrestling motivation in years. Let's be clear about the trajectory here. With Reigns coming off his WrestleMania victory over CM Punk, the potential matchup with Fatu represents a new chapter in WWE's immediate direction, makes Fatu the leading challenger heading into Backlash on May 9th in Tampa, Florida. Wrestling Attitude, https://www.wrestlingattitude.com/2026/04/Jacob-Fatu-challenges-Roman-Reigns-Backlash.html. But here's what I want you to understand about why this feud is so much bigger than one pay-per-view match. Roman Reigns' entire character, the head of the table, the tribal chief, the man who demands acknowledgement from his family, has been about blood and power. Every major challenger in the Bloodline saga has been tied to that theme. The Usos turned on him. Solo Sikoa usurped him. Sami Zayn got too close and had to be expelled. Cody Rhodes represented the outside world trying to take what the family built. Jacob Fatu is different. Jacob Fatu represents the family member who was never invited to the table in the first place. He's not a traitor. He's not an outsider. He is a Samoan Inoue man who built his own empire from scratch while Roman Reigns was at the center of WWE's universe, and now he wants his place at that table. Not as tribal chief. Not as someone's enforcer. As his own man. With his own title. For his own family. That breaks every dynamic the tribal chief persona was built on. Because Roman Reigns has always positioned himself as the provider, the patriarch, the man who gives his family purpose and power by acknowledging him. But what happens when a family member shows up and says, "I don't need you to give me anything, I'll take it myself"? That is a mirror Roman Reigns has never been held up to. And Jacob Fatu, with 6 children, with an 19-day championship reign in MLW, with back-to-back WrestleMania wins, with a moonsault that defies every physical law, is the one holding it. The post-WrestleMania Raw gave us a lot on Monday night. Brock Lesnar's tribute. Oba Femi declaring his arrival. The Vision's chaos. But the moment that is going to define the next chapter of Raw, the moment that is going to be the centerpiece of professional wrestling between now and SummerSlam, was a Samoan man standing in front of his Samoan cousin and saying 4 words that will echo through every episode between now and Backlash. Not for ego. Not for revenge. Not for power. For his kids. For his family. For the life that the Anoa'i name always promised but never guaranteed. Roman Reigns spent years demanding that his family acknowledge him. On April 20, 2026, Jacob Fatu acknowledged nobody. He looked the tribal chief dead in the eye on the tribal chief's biggest night and said, "I'm coming for everything you have." And Roman Reigns gave him a week to think about it. That week ends next Monday. And this city, this industry, this bloodline saga will never be the same. If this video gave you the fire, hit the like button and share this with every wrestling fan you know right now. Drop in the comments, does Jacob Fatu win the World Heavyweight Championship at Backlash, yes or no? Because I need to know where the Wrestling News CC family stands on this. Subscribe if you're new, because we are just getting started with this story, and trust me, you do not want to miss what comes next.